Okay, so today we're going to show you how you can completely destroy the data on your disk. The safest and most effective method is obviously to destroy the disk itself, so we're going to do that today. You can go through the motions of wiping all the data off the disk, but unless you do a secure wipe, in other words, you overwrite all of the sectors multiple times on the disk, even just reformatting the disk, your data is still there and it can still be retrieved. So the most effective way is to actually destroy the disk itself. So the first thing that we're going to do is we've got a couple of drives here. The one on the left here I've already started on, so I wanted to run through the whole process with you, so I'm going to use this disk here. As you can see, just here you've got the this is obviously the control ribbon for the spinning motor. So what we want to do is the first port of call and first instance is actually to remove this completely by getting a screwdriver underneath and snapping it, tearing it off, breaking it, whatever. And once you've done that, you will then have something that looks like, move that to one side, here's one I prepared earlier. So as you can see here, the ribbon has been completely removed, so that ribbon went from here round over and plugged into here. So I've just popped that off and torn it away. So that means that there's no control to the motor. The next thing that you can do, you can remove this whole board if you really want to. However, what we're going to do is we're going to do something a little bit more destructive, and we're going to basically punch a heavy-duty screwdriver all the way through this control board, snap it off so it can't be reused, and then we're actually going to destroy the disk. So we're going to have to move outside for this because I need to use a hammer and a screwdriver. So here we are outside. What I'm going to do now is to start to destroy it. I will prise the board off later, but in the meantime what we do is we turn the disk over. You will find a soft spot which just so happens to be right here on this drive. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the screwdriver on there and I'm just going to smack it. Excuse the shade. Find the soft spot again. Where's it gone? Can't find it. Okay. And we're going to whack it. So that's one. Do another one here. So what we're doing here is we're actually destroying the platters that are in there. That's it. And then what I do is also destroy the motor as well. One in there. Okay. And I'm going to put one more over this side as well. No data will survive this. Turn it round. And then one more in the base here. We've already done. As you can hear, you probably can't hear that, but that's destroyed the platters completely. So that's the most effective way of destroying your data. Okay, so we've destroyed the data, or so we think, but we want to make absolutely sure that actually all of the platters have been destroyed. So although we've smashed them, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to use a huge drill to go all the way through it as well. So what we're going to do is we're just going to use the holes that we've already made. I've got a block of wood underneath for when I actually go through the disc, and we'll put this into a couple of places just to make sure we get rid of it all. So we need to just make sure it's nice and tight. Put it on drill number 2. And again, shouldn't really use my foot on it, but we're going to. Oh yes, that's I don't know if you can see in here. Let's see if we can get a close-up of this. But that seems to have completely destroyed everything inside. So I'm going to put it in another place as well. Do be careful when you do this though, because you get very sharp little bits of metal that come off. So what I'm going to do afterwards is make sure that everything is hoovered up, swept up, because what we don't want to do is obviously people cutting themselves on sharp little bits of metal. I'm going to turn this around, and I'm going to go in through this hole here. Use my foot again, probably not the ideal solution. Okay, and again that's it for that. So the next thing is be hoovering up, obviously, making sure it's all nice and tidy. Okay, and then we just hoover up.